What is good, yo? It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're gonna be talking about the best shooting guards in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. Now, I just want to start off this video by saying the shooting guard position, I mean, it's pretty deep. We've got, 50 or so shooting guards in here. A lot of them are really solid, but we also got some of these diamonds that, I personally would not recommend for you. But we do got a lot of shooting guards here to rank, and we're going to try to get it, we got 50 guys here, probably try to get through this in like 25 or so minutes. Now, before we dive any further into that, if you are new to my channel and have not yet, I appreciate it if you would smash that subscribe button. We're on the road towards 110,000 subscribers. Starting off with Galaxy Opal John Havlicek. Look, guys, I don't know how many of you guys even have Hondo or how many of you guys grinded domination. But if you did, Hondo's a serviceable enough shooting guard in my team. The problem is he still doesn't get a ton of total badges, no limitless range, no unpluckable. I mean, the card is not even close to being perfect, even with the Evo. And so that's the problem I have with Hondo. I'm going to put him in C tier. I mean, I guess I'll put him in B tier because he's not horrible. He just can't really dribble that well. His release, I can't even sit here and say it's, great or anything. It's fine. I just think there are way better options than John Havlicek in my team right now. One of those better options is Diamond Ruben Patterson. Can we appreciate these Evos in my team? Like, I don't think it should have taken over Tuesday content. What I think should have happened is maybe, they give us Evos on Monday and then Tuesday content. That's what I personally would hope for. But these Tuesday Evos are elite, and Ruben Patterson is one of them. I mean, he gets Hall of Fame Clams Menace off-ball pest added to the card, gets a ton of shooting badges, gets a better 3-ball. I mean, it just makes him a really solid overall shooting guard in my team. And definitely better than a guy like Hondo. I mean, it's that simple. Some people are going to argue that John Havlicek is better, but that just simply is not true. I'm sorry. It is the way it is, though. It's just not true. Next up, guys, you do see Diamond Alex English. And here's a guy who I do think Hondo might be better than. And I don't know, maybe not. But for Alex English, the 63 ball hurts. The low standing driving dunk hurts. Yes, defensively he's going to be fine. He's got a good release. But his 3 ball, again, isn't as high as we might like. Now, the thing Alex English does have going for him is he's 6'7". I'm moving Hondo down. I think Ruben Patterson is so much better than these guys that it's not even close. We'll keep an eye on Ruben Patterson, but for now, I'm going to keep him at B tier. I just don't think I can put Hondo any higher than C tier. Allen Houston up next, and is he A tier? I don't know. Let's talk about why I do like Allen Houston, though. Badges, he's got a ton of total badges. Really good shooting. Playmaking-wise is fine. You're going to want to put unpluckable on him. But once you do that, there's really no flaws in Allen Houston. Really solid Corey Kispert base, which is a really solid release. And I just don't have a problem with him. Do I love his player model, player build? No. But outside of that, Allen Houston is going to do a lot for you. I think A tier is the right spot. I've got him on my road to 250K and I would never use him, but he's definitely solid enough in my team. Andre Iguodala up next. I think we've got another B tier caliber player with Andre Iguodala, where it's like, is the card great? No, but if you have him, he can definitely hold it down still to this day. Andre Iguodala definitely is a card I wish I would have played in the 250K tournament, the first clause, just because, if you do fully badge him up, he's such a complete card in my team, especially on the defensive end of the court. One of the best on-ball defenders in the entire game. I can't wait for the moment we get a new Andre Iguodala because I think he is going to be next level good. And compared to Diamond Anthony Edwards, I'm telling you guys, I think Andre Iguodala is better. Now, Anthony Edwards is going to be better on that offensive end of the court. And I still do think Ant is that B tier caliber of player, especially when you do badge him up. But way worse defensively than Andre Iguodala, but way better offensively. 97 driving dunk, good speed, lateral quickness, 93 ball with a good release. Here's the deal, guys. If I was just casually playing this game, which I'm not, because I'm competing for 250K. But if I was just casually playing this game, I might still run Anthony Edwards because I like the Timberwolves and this card is a solid overall card in my team. Is he great? No. Okay, he's not super tall. Defensive stats here aren't great, but he can hold it down in my team. DeRozan up next. I'm going to throw him at A tier. The problem I see with DeMar DeRozan is defensively, I struggle with him. And I don't know if it's more of his defensive badges or defensive stats. But every time DeMar DeRozan is on the court for me, I notice he struggles. Like, I don't know how else to phrase it in any other way. Whenever DeMar is on the court defensively, I struggle as a team. Now, I'm not solely blaming DeMar DeRozan, but he's just not great defensively. Offensively, he's okay, not great. I just don't love DeMar DeRozan. I don't rate him as highly as a lot of people might have him, and that's just, again, my opinion. This is my tier list. These are all just my opinions. Amy Duncan Robinson up next. I'm going to throw him at B tier. I mean, some people might be mad that he is not higher because, look, he is going to be able to shoot the ball for you. But guys, it's mid-December, late December. Everybody should be able to shoot the ball for you. I'm not trying to say that to be mean, to say anything bad. But literally everybody should be able to shoot the ball for you at this stage of my team. It's just that simple. Duncan Robinson, I'm throwing at D tier. Diamond Eddie Jones up next, and I do rate Eddie Jones higher than everybody at B tier. I'm going to throw him at A tier. Is he perfect? No. Is he really, really good in my team? Yes. Okay, that's as simple as I can say it for Eddie Jones, especially defensively. It's going to be hard to beat him. Offensively, really solid. Comes with unpluckable, which is important. Shooting-wise, very, very solid as well. I just don't love his release, and that's the main thing for Eddie Jones. You know, in past years, I've really liked his release. This year, I don't. That is why he can't be any higher. I'm throwing him at A tier, though, which is pretty respectable. Got a lot of our trophy case cards up next. Clyde Drexler, S tier. I mean, I've been cooked by Clyde Drexler, so if I wouldn't put him at S tier, it just wouldn't be valid because I've been absolutely cooked by Clyde. One of the best offensive players, not only at the shooting guard position, but in the entire game. I mean, that's how good Clyde Drexler is. That's how high I am on the card. I mean, movement-wise, really solid. Release, really solid. Offensively speaking, there's not going to be many better options. Now, defensively, I think he leaves a little bit to be desired. That's my opinion. Interior low, block rating low. My opinion is defensively not great. But on the offensive end of the court, solely Clyde Drexler is outstanding. Jimmy Butler, also S tier. Jimmy is one of the most inconsistent players for me, okay? And the reason I say that is sometimes he gets so bumpy on defense. Sometimes he changes the game defensively and knocks down wide open shots. And he's all I need, right? As long as I've got Tim Thomas with him, Jimmy Butler is just fine. Now, on the flip side of it, sometimes, you know, he's a liability offensively. He doesn't give me as much as I want on defense. And so eventually, I'm going to get Jimmy Butler replaced for me in my specific squad. But for now, he still is S tier and playing on my road to 250K account. Up next, we do got Pink Diamond Richard Hamilton. I don't rate him highly. I'm going to throw him at B tier. I still think he's better than a guy like a John Havlicek. But I got Richard Hamilton pretty early in the trophy cases. I think he was, my second or third total trophy case option after I think he was my third after Derrick Rose and Jermaine O'Neal. Now, do I regret getting Richard Hamilton? I mean, maybe, but not really. He's not great, but he can hold it down at year 2. I mean, he is a great shooter, but that's about all he is going to give you on the court. Richard Jefferson, better than Richard Hamilton. He's A tier. Another guy that I definitely regret not running in calls is Pink Diamond Richard Jefferson. I regret it because I think this card is outstanding, especially for the way in my team is played. Now, I get it. He's got a really slow jump shot, okay? But take that away. Don't think about his jump shot. Look at his stats and badges. The card is absolutely outstanding. You can't make the case that Michael Jordan's Pink Diamond is better than this Richard Jefferson, and that's who I ran in the first calls. Now, do I regret it? Absolutely. But it is what it is looking back on it. I can't change the fact of the matter. Michael Finley up next. I'm going to go C tier for Michael Finley. Look, I don't think the card is bad per se, but I mean, maybe I think I got to go B tier. I think objectively, I got to go B tier. I don't think the card is great, but I don't think he's bad. But at the same time, is Alex English bad? I don't think he's even bad. Maybe this is what I do. Just move Alex English up to B tier. Eventually, I'm going to have to put in some of these lower tiers. So let's do that right now. Desmond Bane is horrible. I guess I'll go D tier because he's maybe not the worst player in the game. Amethyst Kobe, I guess I'll go C tier. He's going to give you that little bit more than some of those guys. Tyler Hero, not good, D tier. Evan Fournier, not good, C tier. Do I got an F tier caliber player, or am I going to have to drag someone? I'm dragging Desmond Bane into F tier. If you shoot the ball with Desmond Bane, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. His release is absolutely horrid. Okay, now I can go back to the top. Ray Allen, top of A or low S. Let me look and see what we've got here quick. I've got to go. I'm going to put him at S tier. Look, I'm not sticking to just 5 at S tier. Ray Allen belongs more at S tier than A tier. He fits that S tier fitting a little bit more. Now, is he as good as, Jimmy Butler? In my opinion, no. But I think he's way closer to Jimmy Butler than a guy like Eddie Jones. And for that, I'm throwing him at S tier. Again, we're going to have more than 5 players at S tier. It's just the way it's got to be because these guys are good. Chris Middleton without the duo is not great. And I'm not trying to sit here and slander Chris Middleton, but at this stage of my team, I'm going to go B tier. He's not horrible, but it all starts with that release, right? Chris Middleton's release is bad. Outside of that, he's solid. I mean, 6'7", decent enough defense, solid 3-ball. It just comes down to that release not being great in my team, right? That's really the problem with it. I got to move a couple of guys down, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to do it. And I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it, okay? Kobe's down. Fournier's down. I think this fits a little bit better. I'm going to go like this just because I want to keep this tier list decently balanced. This is my opinion, though, guys. Again, a lot of it is really close. I just don't want that many players in B tier. Vince Carter, I'm putting in B tier, though. And if you want to argue it, I ran him in first quals. So how are you going to argue that he's not B tier if I ran him in first quals? A fully badged out Vince Carter is really good. Now, defensively, I think he's massively underrated. He's got one of the best releases in my team. And we are due for a new Vince Carter. So please, my team, give me a new VC really soon. Also going to throw the pink diamond MJ at B tier. We do know MJ is coming on Friday. So obviously, a new MJ is going to be probably a top 3 shooting guard in the game, considering this pink diamond MJ still can play for you if you really want him to in my team. Diamond Bradley Beal up next. I'm sorry, I don't rate Bradley Beal very high. Now, some people might like him, but he's 6'4". He holds no defense. This card is not good in my team. He's D tier. Is he F tier? No, because he's going to give you a little bit more than some of these guys at F tier and Desmond Bain, Duncan Robinson. But trust me, guys, card is not good. And neither is DeRozan Petrovic. Talk about a guy with a horrible release. DeRozan Petrovic's release is not good this year. I mean, you can say, oh, Ty, he's glitched, Ty, this and that. I don't care. Nobody is running DeRozan Petrovic, and for good reason. The card plays no defense and does not have a good release. Jaylen Brown up next. I'm going to throw him at B tier. And again, B and C tier, you could say they should just be merged together, I guess, is what I could say about it. But I think Jaylen Brown holds more defense than, Anthony Edwards, Michael Finley. I think he's better than Richard Hamilton as well from what I have seen. JB, basically another version of a guy like Michael Jordan. You can be higher on Jaylen Brown, higher on MJ. I don't really care, but they are on that same type of level. Caris LeVert, I think, is one of the most underrated cards still to this day in the entire game. I was really high on Caris LeVert when he came out, and that's not changing. Yes, I don't love his player build, but he is still outstanding, and I'm still putting him at B tier. Am I gassing him? Sure, maybe, but I'm telling you guys, who else at the shooting guard position has this good of stats, badges, animations? I don't know. Putting him at B tier. Kobe Bean Bryant, S tier, S tier, S tier. I don't like Kobe as much as some of these other guys, like Jimmy Butler, for example, but I respect it. I mean, a lot of people run Kobe. He is one of the most complete shooting guards in the entire game. Defensively, really solid. Hall of Fame limitless with a really solid release. Definitely deserving of S tier. Dr. J, no question, top of S. How I'd rank S right now is probably like this, and Dr. J's just got to be at the very top of it. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Definitely at that top of S tier. A tier to C tier, the difference is not that much. I'm just throwing that out there to you guys. Wally Szczerbiak up next. I'm throwing him at C tier. You could have him at B tier, I guess. Maybe you throw him at B tier, but I just don't. I'm going to throw him at B tier and move Chris Middleton down. I'm going to. And if you want to run the Chris Middleton duo, that's not what I'm talking about, but you definitely could. What I would say is this, though, and I don't mean to say this negatively, it just comes down to the release that Middleton has for the stage of my team. I just don't see it. Devin Booker, I'm going to throw him at B tier. Look, he's going to have a good release. He's going to be able to shoot the ball well. That's what D-Book's going to give you. Do I love the card? No. But I do have him at B tier right now. Joe Johnson, I'm not super high on Joe Johnson. And honestly, I don't have a reason for it. So, I'm going to say it like this. If Joe Johnson is your favorite card in my team, I can't really argue against it, right? I just can't. I think the card is really solid in my team. To me, it's that defense that leaves a little bit to be desired with these defensive badges. I'm throwing him at C tier. Dominique Wilkins at this stage is a D tier player. I'm sorry. It is the way it is. Diamond Zach LaVine at this stage of my team is a D tier player as well. Argue if you want, it's the way it is. Corey Maggette, A tier. Corey Maggette is really, really, really good. And I mean, can we just talk about recently what 2K has been doing with these takeover rewards? I mean, Corey Maggette was really good. Dwayne Wade is very good. I mean, they're doing some things with these takeover rewards lately. Corey Maggette, absolutely outstanding in my team. If you are able to get your hands on him, you're getting a really, really good shooting guard in my team. Latrell Sprewell, for this point of my team, I'm throwing him at B tier. I do still lean him over a guy like Anthony Edwards and Alex English, though. Kyle Korver up next. I'm going C tier for Kyle Korver. Yes, he is going to be one of the best pure shooters in the entire game, but to me it's, yes, okay, we know he's going to shoot the ball well, but what else does he provide on the court? Is he great defensively? Answer is no, right? He's 6'7", not great defensively, but again, as far as a pure shooter, going to be really solid in my team. You could argue B tier, but for me, I'm just going to leave him at C tier. Manu Ginobili up next. He's horrible. I'm going D tier with him. The only reason he's D tier is because he is in the trophy case. Victor Oladipo, for this stage of my team, D tier as well. We are getting to some of the rough guys. Jason Richardson, D tier. J.R. Smith, D tier. Danny Green, D tier. I mean, it is what it is. These cards are all old. They all have their time and place, but that time and place is not now. R.J. Barrett, D tier as well. All of these guys had their time and place in my team in which they were relevant. It's just, to me, that time is not now. And say whatever you want. It's not necessarily good. It's not necessarily bad. But their time is not now in my team. So now we get to the fun part, okay? Let's start with Pink Diamond Grant Hill. S tier. I don't know why Grant Hill is so cheap. I mean, he's cheap right now. He's under 100 KMT, which is just absolutely crazy to me. And say whatever you want about it. I like him for that price. We might have to separate some things and do a lot of movement here. Because here's the deal. With Klay Thompson, I can't separate. I'm going to have to move everybody around. Okay, let's move everybody around, okay? All of these guys in B tier are going down to C tier. Okay, just wait, okay? Because I've got to. I've got to. And then everybody in A tier outside of Klay is getting moved down. Because I've just got to make some adjustments, okay? And so now some players at D tier got to get moved to S tier. F tier. Manu's F. Dominique Wilkins, horrible. At this stage, I feel like, I don't know, RJ Barrett is pretty bad. But, I mean, some people use him. I guess Zach LaVine is pretty bad for this time. DeRozan's pretty rough. I guess that's F tier. I just have to move some people down because some people from C tier are coming down into D tier. Who gets the boot down into D tier? I guess Joe Johnson is pretty rough on the edges. Outside of that, I really don't want to move anybody else down, though. I just don't. I just have a hard time doing that. I'm going to move MJ up to B tier. I'm going to move Iggy up. I'm going to move Vince up. I'm going to move Jaylen Brown up. D-Book up. And I kind of like this a little bit more. I really do. Now, you guys might disagree with this, but I do like this a little bit more because, honestly, I couldn't have SNA stay the same. Ray Allen down a tier. Now it gets hard. Now it gets really hard. Lance Stevenson, for this stage of my team, I've got to go C tier. I like Lance Stevenson, but again, we're getting into the late stages of, of December. Lance had his time. It's just not now. Michael Cooper, I don't even think Michael Cooper is that bad. Like, I've not used the card, but he is a free card that I actually think is really good in my team. I mean, really similar to I'm going to make this comparison. You guys might hate it. To an Andre Iguodala type of player. I'm sorry, Michael Cooper, again, if his release is really bad or something, then obviously you change it. But he's got basic dribble style. I'm going to throw him at C tier. I think that's where he belongs. Ricky Davis, Ron Artest, going to be our next two guys. And I've said it that these guys are basically inseparable, but I'm going to do it like this. I don't want to do it like this, but I've got to do it like this. I'm going to put 5 at S, 5 at A. I don't know where it's going to line up. Diamond Ron Artest at this stage, I'm going to go C tier. Pink Diamond Steve Smith, I don't think is great. I guess I'll throw him at B tier. I don't know enough about him. Diamond T-Mac, at this stage, I'm going to keep him in C tier. And then Pink Diamond T-Mac is A or S. So how do you rank your top 10? Okay, to do this, I'm going to go back to my top 10 shooting guard list. Okay, and on the shooting guard list, I went Dr. J. It went Ricky Davis. It went Jimmy. It went T-Mac. It went Kobe. And then Clyde. Now, that was before Grant Hill, okay? And I made the case that I think Grant Hill is just as good as T-Mac. And honestly, my opinion's changed. This is where I'm going. This is where I'm going with it. And I realized I forgot George Gervin's diamond on here. George Gervin would probably be at A tier as well. But this is how I'd rank them, guys. Something like this. I mean, I don't know. It's tough when it gets to this, but it's probably what I've got right now. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. Again, the S and A tier gets really, really tough. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.